Hi, welcome to your next home learning video. The WALT today is to describe non-renewable energy sources. Remember, at this stage you should be taking down your WALT, your WILFs, and identifying 3 keywords from the WILFs. Our WILFs today. We must state examples of non-renewable energy sources. We should be able to describe how different non-renewable energy sources are used to generate electricity, and we could be able to describe how energy generated from non-renewable sources can be stored. Energy resources can be classified into 2 groups. We have our renewable energies and our non-renewable energies. Renewable energies can be replaced or regenerated. They will never run out. For example, wind and solar. Non-renewable, what we are focusing on today, however, are energy resources that will eventually run out. Once used, they cannot be used again. For example, coal and oil. What are fossil fuels? Industrial societies need a lot of energy, and at the moment rely on fossil fuels as their main source of energy. Coal, oil and natural gas are fossil fuels. They are carbon-based materials that formed over millions of years from the remains of ancient plants and animals. Fossils are so useful because they contain stored chemical energy, which is converted into large amounts of useful heat energy when they are burned. The total amount of fossil fuels available is limited, so they are classified as non-renewable energy sources. They will eventually run out. How do fossil fuels produce electricity? Power stations that are fueled by coal and oil operate on one basic principle. The fuel is burnt, heat is produced, and that is used to boil water. This creates high pressure superheated steam, which is used to turn a turbine. The turbine turns a generator, and this is what generates the electricity. The cooling towers cool the steam, which condenses as water and can then be recycled in the power station. Natural gas-fired power stations do not use steam. Natural gas is burnt, and this produces hot gases which are directly used to turn the turbine. So this is how it works. We start off with our fossil fuel being burnt, and heat energy releases heat. This to heat up the water in the boiler. Stage 2 then. The boiling water produces high pressured steam, forcing the turbines to move. This then turns the generator and produces electricity. The low pressure steam is condensed back into water in the cooling towers, and the water can be reused again. In most power stations, energy from a fuel is used to heat water and turn it into steam. The steam can be used to drive turbines, which drive generators to produce the electricity, just as we've seen on the last slide. One of the positives of using fossil fuels is that we can use them to generate electricity at any time of the year in all weather conditions. However, sometimes it takes quite a while to set up these power stations. Our last non-renewable energy that we will look at today is nuclear fuel. Nuclear fuel can be used to generate electricity, but it does not burn. We use things such as uranium, which undergoes a reaction that splits up the atom and releases huge amounts of energy, heat energy. This is called nuclear fission. In a nuclear power station, the heat released from nuclear fission reactions is used to change water into steam. As in other types of power stations, the steam then turns the turbine, which turns the generator and produces our electricity. Nuclear power stations do not release any greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide or gases which cause acid rain. Again, as we had before, we have heat energy being released, heating up our water, our steam turning our turbines, this in turn turning the generator and producing our electricity, and finally our cooling towers condensing our steam back into water to be reused. That is the end of today's home learning video. Remember, at this stage you must take down your what, your wills, and have your 3 keywords. See you in class.